Hello, beautiful souls. I am Mika, and welcome back. If you're new here, this is a space for meditation, reflection, wellness, personal growth, and becoming more intentional about the life you're creating. And every Sunday, I want us to have a little conversation. Nothing overly complicated, just something for us to think about as we step into the next week. And this week's message is stop trying to figure everything out. I was thinking about how sometimes we can know exactly what we want and still make ourselves anxious trying to figure out exactly how we're going to get there. How is it going to happen? When is the opportunity going to show up? Who's going to help me? What if I make the wrong decision? What if this doesn't work? And before we know it, we've created an entire imaginary future in our heads, and we're exhausted from living in something that hasn't even happened yet. And I think sometimes we mistake that for preparation. We call it planning. We call it being responsible. We call it trying to figure things out. But sometimes it's just fear wearing a really productive outfit. And listen, I love to plan. Trust me. I believe in having a vision. I believe in writing things down, having a strategy, and doing the work. But there's a difference between preparing for your future and trying to control your future. And I think that that's something we have to learn, because you can prepare, position yourself, become disciplined. You can take action, you can make wise decisions, but you still can't control every person or every opportunity, the timeline, or every circumstance that's going to be part of your journey. And maybe you're not supposed to. Just think about some of the best things that ever happened in your life. Did they all happen exactly the way you planned them? Probably not. Some things come from conversations you didn't expect. Some came from people you didn't even know yet. Some came after something else didn't work out. Some came because you finally had enough courage to walk away. Some doors opened only after another one closed. And looking back, you can connect all those dots. But while you were living in it, you probably couldn't see the whole picture. And that's what I want you to remember this week. You don't need the whole picture to take the next step. Maybe you've been given the vision, but not the entire blueprint. Maybe you know what you want your life to feel like. Maybe you know the business you want to build, the person you want to become, the relationship you desire, the peace that you want, the financial freedom that you want, the way you want to wake up and feel about your life. Beautiful, beautiful. Hold that vision, but loosen your grip on exactly how it has to arrive. Because sometimes we become so attached to one particular route that we don't recognize the better road when it appears. We say, it has to happen this way. It has to be this person. It has to happen by this date. It has to come from this opportunity. And meanwhile, life may be trying to introduce us to something we couldn't have planned because we didn't even know it existed. So maybe the question for this week isn't, how am I going to make my entire life happen? Maybe the question is, what is mine to do today? What call is mine to make? What conversation is mine to have? What application is mine to submit? What idea is mine to start? What habit is mine to practice? What boundary is mine to create? What do I need to learn? What do I need to stop postponing? What small action can I take today that brings me into alignment with the life I keep saying I want? And then do that. Not 17 things. The next thing. Because clarity often comes through movement. Action. Sometimes we're waiting to feel completely certain before we move, when moving is the very thing that's going to give us the information. You take one step and something becomes clearer. You take another, and now you can see something you couldn't see from where you started. Then you take another, and suddenly you're standing somewhere you once couldn't imagine reaching. That's how becoming works. It's not always one giant transformation. Sometimes it's hundreds of small decisions that eventually introduce you to a completely different version of your life. So as you go into this week, have your vision. Write down your goals, pray about it, meditate on it, prepare for it, work for it. But leave room for life to surprise you. Leave room for things to come differently than you expected. Leave room for opportunities you couldn't have predicted. Leave room for the possibility that you don't have to carry the entire future today. Take a breath and ask yourself, what am I trying too hard to control right now? And then ask yourself, what would it feel like to trust myself enough to simply take the next step? That's your message for this week. You don't need every answer. You don't need the entire map. You don't need to know exactly how everything's going to work out. You need your vision. You need your intention. You need your willingness. And you need the courage to take the next step when it appears. Do what is yours to do and give everything else a little room to unfold. If this message found you at the right time, tell me in the comments. What is one thing you're choosing to stop trying to control this week? And if you're becoming more intentional about your life, the life that you're creating, subscribe and join me here. I'll meet you back here next Sunday for another message. Until then, keep becoming. I'll see you next time.